Welcome, most of us from India. It's Friday evening. Okay, so let's begin with a small prayer for all of us who are here and all those who should be here and could not be here, and all those who will be there. Okay, let's close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, slowly, deeply inhale, exhale. To the great Supreme Being, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to my beloved spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, to all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, to the solar angel, our guardian angel, the angel assigned to the Triangles Blessing team for today's session, specifically for the question answer session related to battling dark forces. I humbly invoke for the consciousness of the author, Torkom Saraydarian. Thank you so much for the presence of the beings who are behind this book, Battling Dark Forces, the beings of divine light, divine love, divine power, the beings of understanding, the beings of truth, the beings of wisdom, discernment, honesty, accurate perception, correct expression, the beings of questions, and the beings of answer, the beings of perfect expression, and the beings of perfect receptivity and understanding. The beings of connectivity, technology, we are very grateful for your presence, for your blessings, for your contribution at all levels. With deep gratitude, respect, and love, we thank you all, we thank ourselves, we thank everyone, and full faith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to each one of you, to the Triangles team, to Jaideep, to Ashirwad, and all the beings who are working behind for making this happen. So one person asked me this question, like we had, the team was sharing the link, all those who cannot join. So I want to start with that question. I do not know why, but because very nicely put. The question is, with what purpose or objective this particular book is selected this time? So purpose, objective, this book, and this time. So let me start with why this book. This book, because this is one of my favorite book. And this book, because this has helped me a lot. And this book, because this is the only book which I have read multiple times. And I would still want to read it with more people listening, with more people reading. That is why this book. This time, this is not the time selected by us, because ideally, I really wanted to do this book study session long ago, but something or the other keep on happening, and this just keep on, how to say it, postponing. And then suddenly came a day where I just could not stop myself from announcing it in the group before even talking to the Triangles team that I'm going to do it. So the time has been decided. I do not know by whom, by the light beings or the dark beings, by the author or our teacher. I have no idea. But this book, because this is a really helpful book, and I want the way the book has helped me. I pray and wish that it can help everyone and it can help even more. So that is why this book. So the purpose of this book is to let more people be aware of themselves, their life, their struggles, and how and where they go wrong, and how and where they themselves end up, harming themselves and their loved ones. I know I'm talking in a very vague way because that's how this question can be answered in all sincerity. Okay, so let's start with certain questions in general related to the book study. So this is the book. All those who have not received it yet is this much thick book. The author is Torkom Suraydarian. It is actually a guide to psychic self-defense. And this book has around 412 pages. And then rest is the index. And the book is very simple, most of the part. But there are also certain parts in this book where it may not make any sense. And that is why the initiative of us trying to read this so that all of us, when we get together, personal experience and collective experience of many who are here, that when we do anything in a group, the group conscious becomes so impactful that it pulls everyone up. So let's say if I am a person individually trying to attain something, let's say spiritual, my limitations will be much, much bigger for me. But when I am in a group, the group energy, even if I have a lot of limitations, it just pulls me up. And that is what is my personal interest of reading it in a group is because I think if I'll be reading where there are more people joining in, I will be able to tap in better and more deeper understanding of it. Okay. So, Battling Dark Forces in general is a book. Let me start with this way. Is there anyone present who has never experienced any problem in one's life? Anyone who has not experienced any challenge whatsoever? Internal challenges, external challenges, no challenges at all. Like life is just a piece of cake. It just slides through the mouth, gets digested, and I just enjoy various flavors bursting. Anyone? No, right? How many of us have noticed that it is almost an everyday discussion or it is an almost everyday thought? One time or the other, it arises or surfaces where we acknowledge that, oh my God, there is so much negativity all around. Everyday basis, I'm saying, right? Multiple times a day we see it, right? And then all of us want, I wish Satyug can be there again. I wish there is no crime. I wish there is all honesty. I wish, and the wish list is endless. We all want that all the goodness that can happen just manifest. All the problems, all the media, whatever they show just becomes all good and all the drama just disappear. At least not to such an extreme. We all like drama and spices, but we want improvement, yes. Anyone who says that no, is just perfect the way it is. The politics is perfect, education is perfect, the kind of fruits, vegetables we get in the market is perfect, technology is perfect, doctors are perfect, spiritual gurus are perfect. Me, myself is perfect. The person in front of me, I'm looking at it is perfect. So we all are somewhere or the other fighting, sometimes with our own selves, in terms of I'm fighting with my anger, doubt, fear, stress, anxiety. I'm fighting with my own thoughts, my own emotions. I fight with my own family members at times. Sometimes I fight with my own self. I don't want to get up and take shower. How is it if somebody can just brush my teeth and shower me and feed me and I can just do nothing? So if we notice, every time we are struggling, we are in a battling mode 24 by 7. We all have uh, we all have immunity, right? So come what may, the battle is something that is there right from the point of conception. We battle to breathe, we battle to survive, and the battle just keeps on growing and multiply. And the problem comes in, we do not know what are we battling against. So this battling dark forces, it is not talking about bhoot, pret, ghost. It is not, like some people were like, oh my God, I'm so scared of dark. Why should I read this book? Okay, before we say that way, do you know dark is not bad? Do you know darkness is even more finer and refined than light? Is it something new? Some of us is listening. So let's say if we talk about the entire universe, the space, is it bright or dark? It's dark, right? In our planet, then we have sun, and wherever the sunlight goes, there's light. But where sun exists, is that place dark or light? So if we go, the entire creation exists from a space that is dark. The dark that is of yin and yang kind of a dark. And when that darkness becomes grosser and grosser and grosser, then it becomes light because this physical body can only perceive something that is gross in nature. Something that is very refined, we are unable to see. We are unable to sense and feel. So this book is not actually talking about it's not talking about the dark, which is very refined. It is talking about all the evil that exists in me, around me, at all various levels. So, to such an extent that this book talks about how our own emotions are under the influence of those, and the author has used the dark name to make it sound little less evil. Just imagine, with the dark forces itself, people are like, oh no, please do not talk about me, because dark forces means as if somebody's talking about the voodoo or the black magic. So just imagine if author would have said battling evil. I have been receiving messages asking, so is that Lucifer? Is that Satan? Who is the head of, as if there is just one person? And to this question, uh, the most closest answer I can give is that the evil or the dark forces is not just one being. Let's say it is a multi-level, multinational organization which is very organized, and it is there at multiple levels. So in this book, we understand what are we fighting on day-to-day basis. It is as simple as that. So all those questions related to, is this only the idea of the author, or will there be some practical uh, experiences? So I would say a lot of things, like, in this book, the author has also mentioned as if, answering certain questions. I am just randomly picking, if I can just find to quote from the book itself. Okay. So let's say there is the fifth chapter, where the chapter itself has questions. Like one question says, what if you are pure and you give your old clothing to a goodwill organization, and someone very negative buys your clothes. A lot of us can have that question, no? That there is so much of negativity. What if I give my clothes and donate? And what if, right? Another question, does it reflect back upon you? It is related to the clothes, as if there's a question, then the author has given an answer, then there's a question, then the author has given answer. One question says, you said that negative thoughts travel around the world. Do positive thoughts do this as well? Then should we not give our clothes away? How do you clean a house that has negative thought forms in it? I'm just randomly picking questions. In Altai Himalaya, Nicholas Roerich talks about the evil eye. He says that people can look you in the eye and make you sick. How does this process work? I am just saying these are certain questions. Is there any way in which a leader can protect himself against destructive thought forms? So, somebody who is asking, what about China's current efforts to limit its population problems with abortion? What about birth control in general? And it just goes on. So, it is like the author, just like you are sitting in front of the author, he has, very beautifully, in a very simple way, started with explaining certain idea. And it goes just, what about people who study archaeology or history? It's like very, very relatable questions, the way they are answered. The topics like the sneaky methods of attack, how the dark forces become sneaky so that you do not know and they are attacking you. And I am just seriously making the book go like this. It is such an important book, let's say. Dark forces create the urge for tobacco and drugs. This is point number 13. So it is like in a very point numbers, in list, if you have to make notes. The best part which I like is the first before the book starts. If you see, the book says learn the methods of the enemies on daily basis from day to night. Forget about day to night, even in dreams, we are fighting at times. So this book talks about that if you are fighting with something, struggling with something, how will you fight and win when you don't even know your enemy? So anything that is your enemy that prevents you from being healthy, that prevents you from being happy, that prevents you from having healthy relationship, that prevents you from being successful, that makes you feel lazy, that makes you feel guilty, and not just that, but much more. So that is how this book is battling dark forces. That what is darkness? In the other way, absence of light. So whenever there is no light, how to fight it? And then I think one of the most beautiful and precious thing that I learned from this book is we cannot fight the dark using the forces or the tools of the dark. Like I cannot fight with anger. The moment I am angry, I am using that being's tool. I am already under control. So this book is something like I have shared in other sessions, and then I think the team has tried to capture few essence. If you see those reels, we'll try to put them in order so that like small chunks. I have said very simple thing which is very profound, very strongly helped me is the word pity. How the dark forces they twist the word. The word is not bad, but how they will do it, they will listen the word from the light workers, and then they will make it, they will, twist it in such a way that the same word will lose its essence. And how very nicely, if you are a light, like if you are a good person, based on how good you are, how the darkness take your form of goodness and come into your life. And once you are already convinced, how beautifully it just, manipulate your mind or thoughts and make you walk on a path that can actually lead you to a point where you have to sell your soul. So this is a book which starts with something very basic, which talks about the day-to-day questions which the students have asked the author, and he has randomly put question answer, question answer, question answer. So in those question answer and in that expression, uh, I'll tell you one thing which is very funny and I always remember. So when I was reading this book, and then I realized that one day in the morning, I just did not want to, I don't want to say what was the task, but I just did not want to do anything. So let's say it's early morning and I don't want to get up. And when I'm looking at the clock and I know I have given some commitment to somebody, I started with giving excuses to myself. See, Kim, you have done enough. You have been doing so much. You really deserve all the rest. What about self-love? And in that self-talk, I realized, oh my God, that's darkness influencing me, manifesting me in the form of excuses that I am giving to myself. So I just can't stop smiling when I talk about it. There are, I just can't stop smiling. The kind of topic it is, karma versus dark forces. How do you know if you are going through a problem, if it is a work of dark forces, if it is a work of that somebody else has done something wrong against you, or you are going through something because this is karma? How to differentiate, you know, the nature of evil? What is the nature? Like, from early childhood, we understand that the water is cooling and the fire is hot. When we touch hot, there is a reflex. But what is the nature of the evil that is there in and around me? How does it work? Is it hot? Is it cool? Is it prickly? Can it also happen that somebody who is very loving and be evil? How to know? Who are the enemies of light? What are the methods? How they attack us? The ways the evil work, the ways, the techniques the evil use, and the battleground, how we just fight, discipleship and the dark forces. So even when we walk on the path of being spiritual and we want to be a disciple, what kind of challenges a disciple faces? And how does the dark forces work to manipulate and influence and create hindrances in the path of a disciple? Even the author has mentioned the dark lodge. Like, what is this? Where does it exist? In the space, where, which plane or whatever, where it exists, the existence of good and evil. It also talks about how this evil came into existence, the origin of evil, and then the battle. So the energies like fear, speed, motives, eliminating traitors, slander and slanderers, attacks, psychic attacks, dark poison. So a lot of us, we are struggling with, I do not know if somebody has this so frequently I come across people that they say, I think somebody has done something. As if all the tantrics are there, every nook and corner, like a panwala. It's not like that. So, what is psychic attack? How it works? And then how to have victory over darkness. Author mentioned about protection, liberation, how to combat evil forces, how, like failure of dark forces, how do the dark forces fail? And when they fail, what happens? The legend of good and evil. This is just the topics that I have read from the index. So I don't know what else I should say to make you feel that you do book study session or not, it does not matter. Buy the book and read it. That's the idea behind it. Is very helpful book. It is very helpful because a lot of time we always say, no, there's a doubt, lack of clarity, lack of understanding. And under the bracket or the umbrella of doubt, we just keep on making wrong choices, or we just keep on harming ourselves and our loved ones. So this book gives such a lot of details related to understanding how this all works. What is the mechanism behind why the politicians and why a good person in the spiritual organization is still making money, and like everything becomes very clear in terms of how this works. So this is all about the book. Not all about the book. This is the best I could say. Uh, and So now the PDF of this book is available as other book. So all those who are reaching the team saying, but we have the PDF, why do I have to spend 2,000 rupees? You cannot get the essence of battling dark forces by using their tool. So this is also one of the work of dark forces. When something is very precious, which can really help somebody stand as a stronger light force against them, they make it so readily available that it loses its essence. How diamond is so expensive, right? And now we are getting what kind of diamond? Lab made. But the true diamond, the rich Kohinoor or whatever, is kept in safe. Is it kept on the fish market or a vegetable market? But if something like diamond is there in the market, it is just because the dark forces do not want people to have the essence. And just imagine if I have the PDF, what seed I'm sowing to get that knowledge? The seed of stealing. The seed of stealing. An author is not even there in the physical body. So just imagine if you are giving, you are not doing any favor to the author. It is about you. When you will read, you will understand the tools, the how to say it, the like the swords and all we used to fight. So the tools that you need to fight are the tools of goodness, righteousness, truth, love, beauty. Like you cannot fight the dark forces. You cannot just steal the intellectual property, not spend anything, and then want to gain everything. A lot of us who do, like ask yourself, a lot of time when you get the PDF, and all those books that you have just read, how many of you could actually complete that book? I'm not just saying Battling Dark Forces, there's so many PDF available. How many of us have actually read with more sincerity? How many of us have got the essence from the books that we have received for free? Not free as a gift by somebody, like I am buying this and I'm giving you a gift. I'm talking about when you have very readily got that book available as a PDF. How many of you have read and actually be able to get benefit from it? If you look inside, every time I get something for free, I always put it aside. Okay, this is free. I have it. It's in a drive. I'll read it sometime. Or if I read, something or the other will happen, which will not let me retain the essence. Even if I can read, I'll not remember. Something or the other will happen. If I am not using the right means, I am not entitled to use the knowledge. And to tell everyone, Triangle's Blessing team is not keeping a single penny from the book that is being sold. It is simply a service project, right from getting to the book to you and the live sessions, they're all free. Book, we have to pay because that's how it is. Whosoever has done the work, a due recognition and an energy exchange. Let's say we are giving something very penniless, something very small to get the rightful entitlement to receive the knowledge that's there. That is it. So the book is the same cost that's coming, the shipping, whatever. It is just, there is not even a single penny that we are keeping, and the live sessions are free. For this session, book study session, the mic has been bought, the light has been bought. It's like we are putting it. I know how Jaideep is, day and night, he's after answering so many queries and doing, and that's how I am so grateful that the author's daughter herself recognized that effort, because she saw that we are not selling something beyond. We are just, it is like, just buy this book, buy from this place, the genuine price, and we are going to read it for you also. That is all free. So it is not from the perspective of money making. We literally earn much more when we offer sessions in much less effort. So we are literally crazy people. Why we are doing that? So that's how it is. So all those who think there can be discount, it is the maximum. Even the discount is there because the organization itself, like the president of TSG Foundation, is paying 50% of the shipping charge from US to here. So that's how it can be as minimum as possible. So it is for your end, and I just do not know why we are doing this question answer session for something which we are just giving like that. Go ahead, do it, read it, and then people have doubts related to it. So it's up to you. We have no personal motives. You do not want to read it, don't read it. It's fine. But all those who are willing, I can guarantee you, you will thank me. You will thank me. You will thank that. Thank you for referring the book, and thank you for the for the reference. Yes. Now, how we are going to do is, we are planning to do it Monday to Friday, understanding that it is a weekday, so everybody wakes up early. So Saturday, Sunday, everybody just relax, chill. Friday night, do party. So we'll do Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So all those people who think that I have kitchen work and everything, that's fine. Consider that time, that session, the live session, to be an audiobook. Put it in the earphone, keep on doing, just listen. You have the book with you. The moment you get the book, don't wait for the live session to begin. Start reading it. So maybe possible that you have already read the part that you are listening again. Or you have read, like listened before, and then whenever you have time, just sit back and read by your own. Because this again, I would want to say, once you will read it by your own, it will make much more deeper connection, and it will make much more deeper sense when you will say, okay. And it will also bring up more questions. So read it, take the live book study session. What I have planned is that the book, we will put a camera on the book so that as I read, you can see it. All those who is not sitting with the book. And I am not making any PowerPoint. I am not playing with anything related to the content. I'll read the book word by word. And like as we read the passage, sometimes it's like we just go ahead. So I'll just try to make it even simpler and just explain it in a very layman, connecting to the life. That is the idea. So the idea is of 1 hour, and we will stick to that hour. We'll not extend it. And all those who are asking that how long will this book study session go, I have no idea. We have just tentatively said 2-3 months, because I am in no rush. With this book, I do not want to rush. The idea is that when we are reading, it should make sense to me. It should make sense to everyone. So that's how we'll go. So we'll start in the same format, that everybody is on mute. Only I am the parrot here. The book will be visible. If you have the book along, that's fine. So we will read together, and I will just kind of try to make it even further simplified wherever it is required. And what? And related to the questions, few questions we will just see as and when we are reading, like everybody who's getting can just write it in the chat, and maybe if there are more questions, last in the 1 hour, last 15 minutes, we can just go through the questions. And the president of TSG Foundation, the daughter of the author Torkum Saraydarian, her name is Geeta Saraydarian. She is very happy and she is very touched because it's the first time that people are just doing the efforts for no reason. So she has said that once the book study session is going to be closed, like coming to an end, she herself will join our Zoom session and she will answer the questions of all of us. And I think that makes a lot of sense because once we are already gone through the book, so all the most difficult questions which are beyond my paycheck, because I am just as you, right? I'm just taking a privilege of sitting in front, that's it. So she herself said that I would love to join the Zoom session and I would directly want to answer. So we will do that. And I know the way she is, a very beautiful, loving soul. If we have more questions, I think we can ask her to come 2 3 days. I'm sure she would say yes. So the idea is if there are really tricky questions, we will collect all the trickiest questions, and with all due respect, I ask her and she'll be there just like me, she'll be there talking, and she will answer the questions by herself. So recordings will be available, but for recordings, there will be certain charges. You are not necessarily need to get the recordings. If you want, then please do pay. We have been paying and putting efforts also. So that is well earned. Its minimum charges. Recordings will be available till January 31st, 2025. But we will see if it is extending, we'll extend them. So we'll be flexible in terms of how long they are available. We'll make sure that it is enough time for the people who have opted for the recording to complete the book with the recording, but not so long time that the person says, oh, it's there and I will hear. So when there is a deadline, it kind of make us say, oh my God, I have paid this money. I really need to go through it. So the live session is free, but the recordings, there is a certain charges. So one question came in that for there are certain senior citizens who would not be interested in reading the book. So we just talked among the team, but I think you still buy the book and gift it to somebody, no? But let get that. And then there is one question that I have a daughter or I have a son, and they are also interested. Will they need to buy the recording separately? So no. It's consider it just like one book, no? In the family, if I have a book, my husband can read it. If my father is there living, they can read, no? So goes for the recording if you have opted. But I have a book, and now the dark forces is working, and my friend lives 10 kilometers away. And she said, you have it, so you give me. Don't do that. You want to do it still, it's your choice. That's the Hindi song, इसमें तेरा घाटा मेरा कुछ नहीं चाहता. So it's fine. We are just saying from that perspective that I know how it works. I know how a very small act, which feels like nothing, cost us big time. I have gone through a lot of challenges. I am still struggling with my life, and that is one of the other reason why I want this book. Maybe this would act to me like a good karma and help me to come out of my challenges, that I'm making more people aware. So I think that is it. Can you please change the timings of the book recording session and the time? Say this request is like endless. Whatever time I will choose, there would be some or the other person for whom it won't suit. So the timing is in the morning because the morning energy is very beautiful. And I have noticed that whenever a certain, like for the Vesak time, when we did the session 6 a.m. for the meditation that we did, and it turned out to be the Surya yoga kind of a session, the energies were so powerful. So I don't want to compromise on the quality. Because, a lot of times when we read, when the pure energy comes in, it gives us much deeper insight, which sometimes at the other time when we read, it's not there. So I would say if it is not suiting you, just go through the recordings. Recordings will have the same essence, or I just don't know what else to say. But I don't want to compromise on the quality of time. So that's why the time is set, the days are set, and uh, I think the book has started coming in. It will be dispatched because, all those who are working behind are the ones who are just single-handedly doing it. So one person, if there are 200 books, packing one by one and sending, so it is just taking little extra time. Will they be recording available? Yes, there will be recording available. Yeah, I know, Dubai time, 4:30 a.m. I know. But that's how it is. Though 4:30 is known as the 4:30 is known as Brahma Muhurat. Okay, this is not related to the book, but I'll just say half an hour before we fall asleep, half an hour just after we wake up is that time when the veil is thin. So all the energies, all the life that exists, there is a protective veil that divides so that we cannot see that, they cannot. I do not know about them. I'll stop here. So we cannot see that. So when we are just about to sleep properly, 30 minutes before, the veil started getting thinner. Same just after we wake up, 30 minutes, the veil is thin. That means the connection is stronger. So if you are 4:30 a.m., I would say log in, put the earphone, keep eyes closed. Subconsciously, it will go in. And you would be surprised when you will read, it will make sense. So when the veil is thin, it's different. So a lot of time, the people who have to work on their intuition, it is said that the morning time, the moment you wake up, just pick something, use colors and draw, and then later just go through it and see. So that's how it is. Anything I'm missing, Jaideep? If there are any other questions, I don't know. Because a lot of questions that I have received are related to the text. Like, for example, dark forces are like elementals. I don't know what to say. One person asked me, what is the purpose of my life? Is this my last word? I am sorry, I have no understanding about it and no correlation with the book study. Is this book study a book reading session? Yeah, this I already answered. Will there be explanation of author's perception only, or will there be correlation of other practical experiences? So there will be a correlation of practical experiences. A lot of day-to-day questions that we ask will be answered. Darkness means there is less light. In spiritual terms, it means less wisdom or understanding. Are these dark forces within us or around us? They are both within and around. And is this darkness associated with our soul or previous incarnation or karma? All these answers and even much more will be answered in the question. Do dark forces intervene people's spiritual growth or awakening or harm them by using mystical modalities like hypnosis? Overheard somewhere about Master Thorcom mentioning these facts about dark forces attempt to hypnotize people to divert them from spiritual path. So all that question related to a spiritual person, spiritual path, everything in a much proper way would be, because these questions when we ask, there is no one-liner answer which can just satisfy. It has to be very properly said, because if not properly explained, there will be lot of loopholes for the dark forces to create conflict and confusion and make misunderstanding of the same knowledge. And that is why it's just read the book. You do it with us, you do it with yourself, from wherever you want to buy, it does not matter. The idea is that uh, yeah, we read this book. Can you please explain about getting up and putting your earphone? Yeah, I was just saying that someone mentioned that in Dubai that is 4:30 a.m. So I just said if it is early time, just get up, join the Zoom session, live session, put the earphones, and it's okay if you fall asleep. If it goes in subconscious, it will still make logical sense when you read the book. So that's how it is. All those who have already Jaideep, all those who have already paid and for the books, I think Jaideep has already shared the personal message with a link to a WhatsApp group. If you have not received that group, then just message Jaideep again. But first, just see there is a group where most of you are already added. And please don't share that link outside. Uh, it's like we have said, now it's up to you. I'm just going through the question in case I have missed anything. Will it be okay for someone with recovering mental health to join? Of course. Of course. Like big time, yes. There's a question, Sriram does the same in study session. I have no idea, Sujata. I have really no idea. Hindi version available. I am not aware, but so the organization is TSG foundation.org. So that foundation, they have books and they ship only in US. But if you go on that website, they have shared the list of their authorized seller. So for that, if you will go on that list, I think you will get to know if in India there is any Hindi version available. So it is TSG Torkom Saraydarian. I don't know what G stands for, tsgfoundation.org. When you go on that website, you go on buying the book. They have the option where they have given the list of all the authorized people who sell this book, and in all across the world. If you're asking for Hindi, that means you are in India. So you can just see if in the India the people are there. If there is Hindi version available, I am not sure of it. Just got a message that my book has been shipped. Super excited. Thank you. Yes. So there is also one question like when I will receive a book. It is like you will get somewhere within 20 to 25 days. Uh, it's difficult to give the tracking details because we are not shipping. We have just placed a bulk order and then it is going to, but we'll make sure that the book reaches. I think that's it. Is there any question? Can the book be delivered to DXB? I don't know what DXB is.
Yes, Dubai. So we can deliver to Dubai as well.
Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Anything anyone has to ask, which is yet these sessions are open for everyone. Mostly they will be in English because the book is in English. I'm using the book in English. And but as and when if there are certain points I cannot commit because I am not very well versed with the words, the technical words that come in Hindi. But if ever there is something which will make very easy sense in Hindi, I'll speak in Hindi also. But most of the session will be in English. What will be the Jaideep, what is the cost of the recordings if they have to opt for recordings?
So it is 2360. 2,360 rupees till 31st of Jan.
That's for the recording. It is inclusive. Already GST is inclusive. I think that's how that figure, right?
It's 2,000 plus GST. So
Okay.
18% GST is 2,360.
And 250 books have already been ordered. And there are many who have, I think, ordered directly. That's how they have, the TSG Foundation has mentioned that they have already got 300 books ordered. And there's a surprise. How come India, so many books are coming in? So very grateful to everyone. That's it. Anything else? That's it. Any question? I know I'm asking because then somebody just comes to Jaideep and I know the kind of effort he's putting in. So any question, please use this time and tell me if I have missed anything, or it's a it's a simple book, but it can feel at times complicated, and that's why we are doing the book reading. Otherwise, there are many other books also of Torkom, and there's another author like Om Ram. They are very simple books, but then there comes some juicy spiritual text in, which I think it's good if we have a discussion. One person also asked how, related to the discussion. So let's see as and when the book study starts and how it goes. So we'll be open to, like, we'll be flexible in terms of changing, and if somebody has certain idea, like if we can do this during the session, or we'll just be open. And yeah. Anything, Jaideep, you want me to say further, or have we
If
covered?
any questions, you can also unmute. We have given that option as well.
Yes. Anyone has to unmute,
You can
ask
unmute
any
and you
question.
can ask
Yes.
your questions. But please ask your questions, if any, right now.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Kim.
Yes.
yeah.
Kim, you said about the earphones we can use just before like sleeping and after waking up half an hour, and the concepts, or what you're discussing goes into our subconscious mind. Will it work if at 6 to 7 I'm working, cooking, and then doing the same thing with the earphones, and I'm not able to concentrate fully, but still will it go to subconscious mind?
It does.
Okay. Okay, that is good to know. Thank you.
It does. It does. It does. So there
Thank
is
you.
a way.
Ma,
There is
give us the link for the ordering of the book, Amma, again.
Yeah, Jaideep will share the link. I'll say, okay, so I'll share this. This is another beautiful thing. Thank you, Chitra, for asking that again. So if you see TSG Foundation, they have university, tsguniversity.org, and they have a lot of courses. So I enrolled recently in the course. It is Change Your Life with Joy and Healing. It's a 1.5 years course. It is a meditation course, and it is a course based on the book Joy and Healing. So what that course is, it is the course that you have to do by yourself. So you go through one page of the book, you say a certain prayer, you read one page of the book, and then after reading that one page, you pick something from that page, and then you close your eyes, and then you meditate on it. That means you don't put your own thoughts, you just leave. Like one thing, and then you just drop it, and then let that thing reveal itself. So you stay there in that consciousness, just being there with that's something that you read from that page. And then when you open your eyes, you just write your experience. Then you say a small prayer, chant Om, and it's done. But it is, and just imagine, it is so tempting. No, the book is there, you just want to read, especially when it is, and it's strict advice, one page for 3 days. So what I'm saying is that when the ear have listened something, and if it is there, because we listen, it stays. This is one technique that can help you tap into that and get the answer. Sometimes, when the connection becomes stronger, you will tap into the consciousness of the words of the book itself reveal its meaning. So, if ever you get stuck, not just this book, but in any book, stay with it. Drop your own thoughts. Allow those words to reveal. And they do reveal. Sometimes faster, sometimes slower, but they do reveal. Before the book comes, can I download PDF and read? It's your choice. If I were you, I would not. But it's your choice. That's how it is. These forces, they make things, they make crime as if I'm just putting a little salt in the food. That's how the last yesterday only, no, Thursday, the thing that came in, that raise your standard of living. Let people do what they do. Raise your standard of living. And these are those small temptations, that one thing, very harmless, but then it has the potential to make a person drown. So that's how the inner strength comes in, that no, I will do what's right. But then nothing against anyone. We all are learning and we all are doing. Make your own choices. Make your own choices. It's like, but take responsibility of the choices that you're making. Okay, I'm doing it. Total responsibility. My responsibility. We are not responsible. I'm not responsible for anyone but me. That's how I say it. So, anything else? Anyone else has to ask, share? Even when you choose that I will wait, then also it's like it's me making that choice, not because Kim has said that. Who is Kim? Nobody. So if I'm doing right, it's my choice. If I'm not doing right, it's my choice. That's how it. I remember there was one movie I was watching, I don't know, long time ago. That essence just stays, that there was a daughter who ran away from, not ran away, but she fought with the family and all those, and went to a big city, and then she went for a certain thing. And in that thing, she was experiencing something where she had to compromise on her consciousness. She did not feel like doing it. So she was crying and not in a very good mood when the father called her. And when she said hello, the father felt that maybe something is wrong with the daughter. So he just asked what happened, and then she did not tell the exact thing. But then I think something parents being parents, they just sense. So the father just said that whatever choice you make, whatever you do at this time of your life, before making that choice, just think once that down the lane in the future, if I look back, will I be able to look in my own eyes with proud? Or do I have to, in the mirror when I look, I have to look here and there? So thinking that, make the decision. And I think that day, it really helped me. So if ever I am in a dilemma, if I should do this or not, I just ask, okay, if I do this down the lane in my life, will I be able to look in my own eyes with pride? And I make that decision, or I don't make that decision, but I take complete responsibility of my choice. I am making it, good or bad. I'm responsible. No blame, no complaints. And sometimes we make mistakes, but then we learn, so what? That's how life goes. But at least when I take the responsibility, then it does not end up being a guilt for me. It's like, I know I made a wrong choice, but I made that choice. And I am the one ready for the consequences. And then no guilt, we just move on and learn and be better. So whatever you choose, just Just see if you can look in your own eyes. So I think with that, I am complete for the day. And I'm very grateful to all of you for being here, all those who have ordered, all those who are just willing to be here, all those who will be reading the book. So we will post this session on YouTube. Yes, we will post this session. We'll share the link. You can pass on the link. And also you can just, yeah, you can share it with anyone. It's open for everyone. Okay. The great Supreme Being, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the teachers, to all the great, great ones, to all the beings of resources, the invisible helpers, all those who have been here, all those who are helping, supporting. We're very grateful for your presence. We're very grateful for your contribution, for your blessings at all levels. With deep gratitude, deep, deep respect, and lots of love, we thank you all. We thank ourselves. We thank everyone in full faith. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being there. Lots of love, lots of gratitude. And yes, please motivate others to just read this book. Not that to join this book study. Say this is a good book, take your time, but whenever you are ready, do read it. And once you have, I have, this is something I should mention. So there is one sweet couple I know, both husband and wife. So the wife ordered the book and the husband said he also wants. But then they decided to stick with one. And then the wife was saying, Kim, but what do? I have a habit of underlining. And my husband also have the habit of underlining. Now we have to share the book. What do? I said, use different color markers. You will get to see what that person is underlining and highlighting. So if you are sharing the book, right, and you are the one, like this is the only book which I have highlighted. I'm telling you, I generally don't highlight, but it was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I just highlighted. So if you are sharing the books, use different color marker, and maybe possible that you say, oh my God, how can I miss this point? And then how many of those which has overlapping. So be creative, and yeah, don't fight for the book. I'm just kidding. So with that, on a lighter note, good night and have a wonderful sleep. And I'm very excited for the books to reach. And I've already said, Jaideep, as soon as they start reaching, can we start early? Can we start? It's like I'm waiting for the books to start reaching you so that we can just start it. I just can't stop. So very grateful. And
Thank
that's it.
you.
Thank you so
so
much.
much.
Everyone.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Kim.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.